Lately it seems to be the return of the bundle, as I have a few small pieces of news for you today, all wrapped up in a neat little package. And today I'm going to be discussing the battle between EA and Ubisoft over the trademark Ghost, the UK pricing of the HTC Vive, and some news regarding the SteamOS, which of course is from Valve. But let's begin with EA versus Ubisoft. Now you may remember my video on this a little while ago regarding the fact that EA filed a trademark for the term Ghost with the US Patent Office pertaining to video games back in January, and basically Ubisoft opposed EA's claim and threatened to take legal action. Basically, Ubisoft's argument that was, should the filing go through, there could be possible quote-unquote confusion among players, seeing how it could be associated with the Ghost Recon brand. Now, as I pointed out at the time, this is a bit silly given that the word Ghost is hardly unique in the world of games. You know, Call of Duty Ghosts, Sniper Elite, Ghost Warrior. Those are only a couple of things that I can think of off the top of my head, and of course, EA weren't even trying to trademark a game, they were trying to trademark Ghost Games, the developer behind Need for Speed. But despite this, EA has backed down from the trademark, and I can see why. You know, while Ubisoft are probably not quite as gargantuan as EA, they're not exactly a company to be messed with, so a bit annoying given how I don't think Ubisoft has any rights over the word Ghost, but hey ho. That's the world of patents for you, and I don't know US law really well, so I can't really comment too much on the ins and outs of that. Moving swiftly on, however, to the HTC Vive, of course, we recently got confirmation of the US dollar pricing, but now we know exactly how much it's going to cost in the UK, and it'll be £689 when it comes on sale here, which, by the way, will be on April the 5th. Now, basically, it will come with the headset, as well as the controllers, as I discussed previously, as well as 3 games, although those 3 games are only for a limited time. There'll be Tilt Brush, Job Simulator, and Fantastic Contraption. Hardly system sellers, but they're probably not relying on those games to be system sellers. They're probably just, hey, a nice little bonus for early adopters, but it's kind of a bit of a tougher sell given that the Oculus has Eve Valkyrie shipping with it at launch, but we don't know what else Valve has got planned for the launch of the HTC Vive, so it's best not to speak too soon. And let's finish things up nice and neat with some news regarding the Valve SteamOS, as it just gained support for Vulkan, which, as you probably know, is the cross-platform alternative to DirectX 12, closely modelled on AMD's Mantle. Well, basically, this will make it easier for developers to write and optimize games for SteamOS, and hopefully close that critical performance gap between Windows and SteamOS. If you saw my video a little while ago, you'll know that there's quite the performance difference between SteamOS and Windows, and not in a good way. Now, while there's plenty of barriers stopping people from adopting SteamOS, that being some games don't support it, etc, 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 it's always good to get rid of a big barrier to entry, like, hey, you have to sacrifice performance if you want to get away from Windows, and hopefully with the addition of Vulkan support we can close that gap almost completely and see a bit more level playing field, at least in the terms of performance per game, on the same spec hardware, of course. So, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do let me know your thoughts. I'll see you next time.